Anthony here. From sea animals acting extremely inappropriately to some clever critters hitching a ride, here are some really strange and weird animals that do strange things. Number 10. Dolphins. Starting the list today is an animal we all know and love. I am, of course, talking about dolphins. Dolphins are widely recognized as some of the smartest animals in the world. They are extremely playful and they are extraordinarily curious. Dolphins are notorious for playing alongside cruise ships as they sail across the ocean. They are easy to train and love to do tricks. They recognize each other and have different names, and they even use drugs recreationally. This may be shocking to hear, but dolphins absolutely love getting high on fish toxins. You see, pufferfish have strong toxins inside of them, and somehow dolphins have figured it out. They have also figured out how to pass the pufferfish between each other to get small doses of its toxin, acting like teenagers passing the green back and forth. This actually acts like a narcotic, getting the dolphins high. The act was filmed by the BBC not too long ago. According to an expert zoologist, young dolphins like to purposely experiment with new things and apparently things that alter their brains. This is an incredibly weird thing for an animal to do, and especially for a dolphin. Whoever would have thought dolphins would recreationally get high? It is truly baffling. Number 9. Seals and penguins. This is a raunchy one, and is definitely not something for the faint of heart. Most people know by now that intercourse in the animal kingdom is not very romantic. It is often brutal, deadly, and altogether ugly. But a recent discovery in 2006 by researchers observing life on Marion Island in Antarctica goes beyond all previous notions of weird. While the researchers first thought it was an accident, according to the BBC, they soon realized it was actually repetitive. What they happened to witness over and over again were fur seals attempting to mate with king penguins. That's right, interspecies mating between a seal and a penguin. And it was not only noticed by one team of researchers. Even more recently than 2006, experts from the Mammal Research Institute at the University of Pretoria in South Africa spotted it again. The fur seals seem to have some kind of disturbing crush on the king penguins, and while the mating basically never works because they aren't the same species, it usually ends with the seal getting angry and eating the penguin it was just trying to put a baby into. While scientists are definitely baffled by this strange behavior, it is not something totally new. There have been examples of cross-species mating before, which is how mules came to exist. However, it is doubtful that we will see a seal and a penguin hybrid anytime soon. Number 8. Chickens. Chickens have always been weird animals. They are birds, but we really don't think of them as birds. We really only think of them as chicken nuggets and chicken wings. However, chickens are actually remarkable animals. They have some very strange behaviors also, which are not widely displayed throughout the animal kingdom. The thing with chickens is that they can change sex. Yes, a female chicken can turn into a male chicken in a very short period of time. It's all because chickens are born with two sex organs. According to Live Science, female chickens have one hormone that develops into an ovary and another that stays dormant. However, when something strange happens like a hormonal imbalance, the female chicken's dormant organ will grow and proceed to release male hormones into its body. The direct result is the female chicken will turn into a man chicken. The chicken will stop laying eggs, it will grow a wattle and a comb, and it will begin to act just like a male chicken. She will even strut and crow, just like a boy chicken. The only difference is that she won't mate with females because she stays genetically female. This is one of the weirdest behaviors in any animal, especially in a bird. Do any of you have chickens? Ever observe them doing anything odd? Let us all know in the comments below. But first, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on a future vid. Number 7. Elephants. We are all fairly familiar with elephants and their remarkable behavior. Elephants are cute, the babies are cuddly, and they seem to have a fun time while hanging around the watering hole. Elephants are also notorious for their cooperation skills, their family values, and how well they protect each other from danger. However, in 2013, researchers discovered something very disturbing in one particular high-ranking female elephant. Rather than protecting the other elephant and being the symbol of wisdom and guardianship we have come to recognize them as, the elephant was bullying the others. The researchers observed this nasty elephant preventing other female elephants and their babies from getting to the watering hole. She appeared to choose her victims at random and went so far as to bully them by slapping them around, shoving their babies with her trunk, and being generally rude. The behavior had such a devastating effect on the victims that they grew visibly weaker day after day. Why elephants like this behave so poorly, scientists are not quite sure. It could be to protect their watering hole, or it could be just a bad-tempered elephant. Number 6. Scorpions. This is a very strange characteristic that scientists still can't fully explain. The behavior is so weird, and it makes so little sense that researchers are truly baffled. You see, when scorpions are exposed to any type of ultraviolet light or the very powerful light of the moon, they glow in the dark. I'm talking about fluorescent glowing, as if they were stars on your bedroom ceiling. This is dangerous for the scorpions because they hunt mostly at night, and when they glow, they are terribly visible to owls and other nocturnal hunters who could easily pick them out and eat them. Researchers believe it could have something to do with the eyes of the scorpion, which are suited to seeing blue-green light. But it could also be because they evolved to glow in the dark as a way to see one another. It could also be because of them trying to lure prey towards them, using bioluminescence like some creatures from the deep. While the glowing doesn't seem to have diminished their numbers at all, it is still a very unusual thing to do. Number 5. Jeanettes. This is a truly bizarre sight to behold. The jeanette is a very small animal, kind of like a cat, who lives in North Africa. Traditionally very solitary animals, they have recently been spotted hitching a ride on the back of rhinoceroses and buffaloes. The nighttime photos of these tiny little cat-like animals riding around on the backs of rhinos is really something to behold. It's like a taxi service for them, and it definitely keeps them safer than running around on their own. However, scientists literally have no idea what's going on. So far as they can tell, these animals don't seem to care which rhino they ride on or which buffalo, so long as they can get a ride somewhere. But even stranger is that they do not appear to be riding anywhere in particular. They are just riding around on giant herbivores for no apparent reason. Could they be bored? Could they just be feeling lazy? It's really anyone's guess. Of course, birds are often seen landing on rhinoceroses, but it's usually to try and pick the bugs off the rhino's skin. The jeanette does not appear to be doing anything except hitching a free ride like a loafer. Number 4. Goats. A few years ago, there was an internet sensation when videos of fainting goats began storming the web. This is one of the strangest animal traits and also one of the funniest. Basically, whenever goats become afraid or nervous, or if they are shocked beyond reprieve, their legs go stiff and they fall over, appearing to be scared stiff as they faint. Of course, the goats are not actually fainting. They have a strange medical condition known as Thompson's disease, and it causes the goat's muscles to tense way too hard when the animal gets startled. Think of it like when you get scared and your muscles immediately tense. Like when somebody surprises you from behind the corner. The only difference is the goat's body doesn't relax right away. It gets stuck stiff and falls over. The good news is there is no pain or major discomfort. The goats very quickly get over it. And in fact, the older the goat gets, the more they avoid falling down when they are surprised. As they get old, they learn to run on stiff legs rather than topple over. Number 3. Horned lizards. The horned lizard has one of the most disturbing defense tactics in the animal kingdom. These are some seriously strange reptiles. If you didn't already know, horned lizards are desert dwellers. They live in the rocks and generally rely on camouflage not to be eaten by big, mean predators. However, if a predator does come too close to them, such as a coyote, rather than run away, the lizard will stand its ground. They don't like to run until they have properly assessed the situation. But once the coyote gets close enough to bite, the lizard squirts a stream of truly disgusting blood straight into the coyote's mouth, and it does this straight from its eyes. The horned lizard literally shoots blood from its eyes into a predator's mouth, then runs away to hide under some nearby rocks. It doesn't feel like the most appealing defense mechanism to me, but then again, Lizards have been around for a lot longer than us, and it seems to have served it pretty well so far. Number 2. Octopus. You've probably heard of an octopus garden, but only in the context of the famous song by the Beatles. However, it is a little more factual than you probably believed. You see, some octopuses really do make gardens. To understand this, remember that octopuses live in little cracks and crevices in the rocks, just like cave-dwelling goblins. And in front of their little caves, many octopuses like to keep a garden. But it's not a garden of grass or flowers. It's a garden of rocks, shattered shells, broken glass, discarded trash, and even bottle caps. But don't get too excited. They keep this type of garden simply to protect the entrance of their den, not for aesthetics. Number 1. Sloths. Last on the list is the sloth, everyone's favorite lazy animal. There's not really anything special about the sloth. They just hang out in the trees. They don't move very quickly, and they don't even look smart. They spend most of all their life in the treetops sleeping and eating, but once a week they make a very strange journey to the ground. This is because they only poop on the ground. Sloths definitely have the strangest toilet ritual out of any other animal. They make their way painstakingly down from the tree, sit on the ground and poop, then head back up into the trees. This is extremely weird because most tree-dwelling animals simply let their poop fall wherever they happen to be at the time of necessity. Not only does it take forever for the sloth to get down the tree, robbing the lazy animal of its much-needed energy, but it is also extremely dangerous. Their weekly journey to the bottom of the tree is the one time when predators on the ground are able to reach them. So why would you go through all that trouble? The theory is that it has to do with the bugs living in the fur on the sloths. They have pretty disgusting fur, to tell you the truth, full of sloth moths. Researchers believe that the sloths poop on the ground so that the moths that live in their fur can lay their eggs inside the poop, and then, once the bugs hatch, they go back up the tree where the sloth is living, to live back inside the fur. The only problem with this theory is that scientists have no idea what good it's doing for the sloths. Which animal behavior do you think is the strangest? Let me know if you want to see more videos like these. Tell me in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to Epic Wildlife. Thanks for watching, and see you again soon.